Garmin Zumo XT. Is it a top pick for us riders or just an overpriced gadget? Let's take a look about the pros and cons of the Garmin Zumo XT, some alternatives that there are out there. Certainly the way I mounted this Zumo XT on my Multistrada 950, plus a couple of alternative mounting options and a little bit of insight into the Zumo XT. So stay with me till the end. There will be a lot of useful information for you. Hello, I'm Nikolai. Welcome to Spoke Wanderer. Let's roll. Hello and welcome back. No worry, I just cut myself a little bit. Sometimes I'm cooking a bit. Now, I bought the Garmin Zumo XT last year in June. So before that, I had about 3 years or 2 years the 396, and sometimes it's time for an update. Now, what's the big difference? As you can see, it's definitely the size. I mean, the screen size of the XT is much bigger. It's more thick. I hope you can see this nicely. It's more wide. It's definitely a size upgrade. Now I hope you can see this nicely. Let's put both maps. The map certainly is also a huge difference here on the XT and the 396. Now another thing which I have to show you as well, or tell you as well, responsiveness of the screen. I mean, the XT feels rather like a touchscreen from a smartphone, versus from the 396 it's definitely not as responsive, and yeah, I mean, it worked quite well, but I mean, this is definitely a different game. It's an absolute game changer compared to this one. So as you can see, the display of the XT is much brighter and bigger than from the 396. No? I don't want to bore you with too much details, as there are many tutorials out there of how to use either this device or this device, but let's focus on the XT. So what does the XT have in addition to the 396? Well, as you can see here, you go in where to, you have the Explore app installed. That also connects with Garmin InReach devices. It does not work with the Explore app on your smartphone if you have it installed. You have to use the Garmin Explore web page for setting waypoints. You have as well iOverland, which have camping, lodging and other services and so on. And when you go in the map view, you have also the topographic map option, which is basically kind of your off-road map. It's quite handy. I like to use it quite a lot. And well, let's take this out, and you have BirdsEye. As you can see, I have here some BirdsEye installed. You can do it directly from the device or transfer it via Basecamp, so directly from the computer. This is quite handy, and as you can see, it's as you can see, it's not a big area. It's always just a small part. You have to, if you want to have a bigger part, you have to download the different portions of the things. But usually, when could be quite handy if you're somewhere in the mountains and you want to see the terrain by picture when you don't have your mobile phone, or maybe you don't have internet reception with the mobile phone. Now, when we talk, for example, waypoints, you see here the different points that I had these flags. Sometimes when you have a like point, you have also via the Basecamp these hearts on the map. You can also have, for example, I don't know if you see that here nicely, you have this bus symbol. This you can do directly via device, and I'll show you in a moment how it works. Or basically, where is the house? I just took this symbol over. This I created with the Explore web app. Now let's try to set a waypoint in the system. So you go basically where to address, and let's search for Transalpina. So Transalpina, you have here different things. Let's go for Transalpina. This is here in Romania, one of the famous mountain roads. So we skip that a bit, and then basically these villages, they are along. So let's just take the first one, and we can see already where it is. It's the 67C. That's the street name. So you go on save, and then you can have here, for example, a map symbol. And as you can see, there is quite a bit of a selection of different symbols what you can have, from food over letters over so many things. So let's put the bike here, for example. Yeah, let's see. Let's save it. And now you see here, this just as a point. Now when you go back on the regular map, you should normally have this point visible. No value. Still far out. As you can see, here's then the bike visible on the map. I think this feature is pretty cool, so you can say, okay, you highlight some points where you maybe want to go when you plan your trip. Plan it with the Explorer, so you have directly the symbol transferred to the Garmin XT device. And as you can see here on the side, this was a big route which we took last year when we went for our full Transylvania trip. I mean, it's quite a big route which I created, and you see everything here. I activated it. You don't have to. This were all kind of waypoints, and I mean the whole route from Bucharest over whole Transylvania. The round tour back to Bucharest was roughly 2,000 kilometers. So another thing is mounting. As we know, on the 396 you have these clumps here with the 2 points down here with the 1 point down. You click it on, and it's kind of bomb proof, so nothing is moving. So on the XT it looks totally different. It's just square, and it feels kind of weak, or you think it's kind of weak. Now, I never had any challenges that it gets loose. It slips easy in, it clicks easy in, and it's very sturdy. Even when you go a little bit gravel roads, forest roads. I mean, I didn't do any hardcore off-road, certainly with the Multistrada, but no issues at all. So now let me quickly show you how I mounted the unit on the bike itself, and also a small riding test in regards of how much vibration you actually see while riding on the Multistrada 950. Now, as you can see, I have also some vibration dampers on my GPS mount. Now, this is the original Ducati mount in combination with the Garmin Zumo XT, which I bought last year in 2020. And this one I had before. I had the Sumo 396 before that, and so this one I bought about 3 years back, and honestly speaking, I can't remember exactly where I ordered it. I tried to find out for you. I was also asked about the vibrations on the GPS. I hope you can see that we drive 100. Now you don't see a lot of vibration. Now you see it still can be moving, so it's not that bomb proof, and there has to be a bit of movement there, otherwise I think something will break down. Last, I have to show you also, I have some vibration dampers behind it. Kalimoto. I think most of you know this app. Let me show you a little bit about it. Now you see the main screen of it. You see these blue lines. These were basically from the recording which I used in Kalimoto while I tried out my Vigo Smart Track, and it wasn't working. It's just that I had proof that I was actually riding on these days. Now, as mentioned, I think most of you know this Calimoto already. I have a couple of maps installed: Bulgaria, Romania, Austria, Hungary, and Germany. I was planning last year some routes on it, and that's basically offline routes. So it has, when you click the record button, it has actually the same feature than the Garmin Zumo XT. It tracks your ride. Also in the background, you don't have to have the app running, and you have different parameters: altitude, average speed, what else, speed, well, altitude, and end. So now if you ride, for example, for some time and you want to make a break, or you don't want to have the break recorded, you pause it, you go back and proceed, or you just stop it. Now, if the ride is certainly long enough, you can save it and either for yourself or share it as well with a rating. You can add also some pictures. When you go down in the corner in rides, you see, for example, tours near my position. You have quite a bit here in Romania. Some of them are even, what you see here, Shipka Pass, it's down in Bulgaria. A beautiful road, absolutely fantastic to ride. Then the planner, basically you have the same also in the XT. You can do round trips or regular planning. Round trip goes up to 500 kilometers. You can, when this is activated, you can choose the direction wherever you want to go, and then, for example, you just press generate, and it generates a route according to the parameters what you put. Now this would be 125 kilometers, and I tried it out several times, and it's quite a nice gimmick. Then you have profile and more settings. So then I use as well the Kurviger Pro app. There's also the possibility on Kurviger.de, link is down in the description, that you can plan your route. Now, I just found out that you have to have also a membership to plan more routes, but for basic routing, this is also quite okay. I tried it, did a route here, and it guided me actually quite well. Not as easy as the Calimoto, but it works. Now let's take a look into the different apps or web pages that I use on the computer. So what you can see here now is the Garmin Explore page, the home page. Then you have the map. It took from last year all the waypoints over. Not sure how to fix that. I didn't really. You can categorize the waypoints. You can, okay, here you can see, for example, the ones which I created today, which is the Transalpina, which I showed you on the XT itself, the Gara de Nord, which I didn't find the train, and basically you can sort it the way you want it. Now, I mentioned also the Kurviger app. It's Kurviger.de, it's a German web page, but it's also available in English. And you can do a route planning, you can do a round trip planning. Here I had, for example, a Bucharest CBU. Now, one thing which disturbed me, I have the Kurviger Pro app on the mobile phone, but when I want to have a different route option, or I want to do here directly some changes, it asks me route profile for segment is a feature for Kurviger Tourer. So that means yep, I have to pay for it. So it's either €10 per year, I could do it, but I'm not sure if I need that necessarily, maybe in the future, but for now I stick to the standard, and it does the job for me. Now another app what I found, or another portal what I found, is tourstart.org. It's public tours. This is now all over Europe. Zoom out, you see all over the world. In the States, you have also a lot, South America, Africa, and so on. I just explored it. I didn't use it, so I can't say yet how it is. Now this, for example, here, this would be one tour which I opened up, and you have basically the different waypoints, and I think you can also transfer it to your GPS device, but as I said, I didn't try it yet. Then here, this is best biking routes on the web browser. So when you browse routes, you have Europe, Americas, Oceania, Asia, Africa, and so on. And let's go for America. You have the different American states, and then you have the United States, and then you have the different states within the United States, from Alaska all the way to where we are, oh my goodness, till Wyoming, all the way down. So it's quite a lot, and continuously people adding routes there. Now, if you want to have some free OpenStreetMaps, there is this Garmin.OpenStreetMaps.nl, as you can see, but I will also put all the links down in the description. So there you can have basically, you choose if you want which continent you want or which country you want, and then basically you can choose the map that you desire to have. Another very good open map portal is frikart.no, a Norwegian portal which has mainly European maps, and as you can see, you click on the country: Finland, Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Scotland, let's choose England in this case. You can donate, but also you can have certain maps downloaded, be it road map, Topo summer, Topo winter, road map 2, summer 2, and Topo winter 2, and some trial overlay and cross-country maps. So this is all free to use, and you can here you see some examples how it may look. Now you have to certainly, if you download that on your Garmin, don't put it on the GPS directly. Take your SD card, create a folder Garmin, pull this map inside, then choose the map, unlink all the standard maps, and choose only this one. If you're, for example, in this case in the UK, then you have this map which you choose here. If it may be Topo, may be road map, you have this visible instead of the standard maps. Now, is it wise to only have this GPS device with you? Might be, but then we all have our smartphone with us. But if we don't have, or some of the apps what we have, they don't work online, offline, excuse me. And I always have the classic with me, which is a regular paper map. Now the benefit for me on a regular paper map is when you sit in the evenings, or you pre-plan at home, and in the evenings you can take a closer look. You have a bigger picture in front of you. You can synchronize it with the GPS, or in case the GPS fails, here you have all the details. And when you have a good scale of a map, you have all the side roads, so you really see, okay, can I take another route? And you have, I wouldn't miss that, and I always have a paper map with me when I make a longer travel. Certainly not for a day ride or weekend ride, but when it's exceeding a week, definitely a paper map along with the GPS with me. So I hope you enjoyed this little insight about the Garmin Zumo XT. I think it's a fantastic GPS device. There's many tutorials out there in the net. I didn't want to go too deep into the details because it's a lot. Now, it's fantastic to have. I like the Topo maps and the little gadgets what it has. Yes, as you have seen, also there's some of the apps like the Kalimoto that I have has about similar functions as this one. Now the good thing is this one I have directly connected to my Multistrada, and so it has directly power connection. I'm gonna make next week a separate video on how to connect it to the Multistrada 950, and I couldn't do that in this video because we had rainy days and I don't have a garage to show you that. So some of the apps, they are more useful. I don't use them on a daily basis. Usually when I go riding, I say, okay, I go out to the west, I go out to the south or whatever, and I want to do a 5-hour riding trip, or I just go and see what's coming. Mobile phone app is quite good when you are maybe somewhere stuck, okay, and you just stop quickly, okay, and see what is around you. So then it's definitely nice to have. On long trips, as mentioned, always the map, the paper map with me, sitting in the evening, seeing, okay, where I am now, am I at the point, what is around me, what else can I explore around, and certainly very good for the pre-planning, where you already highlight the different points where you want to reach. Well, that's it for this video. Leave me a comment below, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and see you back soon on my channel. I'm Nikolai, your Spoke Wanderer. Ciao for now.